Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a while, so this Saturday night, everyone's asleep. I got time to myself, time to blab, so I guess I'll make a short video before my phone dies. I did a little rescaping, minor rescaping in the tank. I feel like this is pretty close to how I had it before. How I had it set up before it was tore down. I took out a lot of crypts that were over here and gave them to the LFS. It was just too cluttered looking. I didn't care for the way it looked. I put the Rotella over here in this corner, kind of like how it was in the previous tank. And then obviously there's the Crypt Balenci next to it. These swords are giving me a pain in the ass. Yeah, they're not the same kind of swords as before, and they keep melting. It could be because maybe I haven't added root tabs into the tank yet, because I was still kind of aquascaping. So one of these days I'll get around to adding some of those in there. Overall, this tank seems to be doing okay. Some crypts. I threw a random Balenci over here. I'm not sure why. All the white clouds seem to be doing fine. One thing is really strange though, for some reason, in the past couple weeks, they have, for some reason, whenever the light turns off, and sometimes even when the light's on, but mostly when it's off, they'll hang out near the top here a lot. I gather that could be due to problems with oxygen with the water, or maybe water parameters, but I don't think it's an issue because I haven't had any deaths, and yeah, it's only, like I said, for some reason when the light's off. When it's on, for the most part, they kind of spread all about. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. Yeah. I still got the 20 white clouds in here. I'm thinking about adding more. Yeah, they seem pretty bulletproof. I've kind of taken more of a liking to them. So, and they were cheap. You know, you can't go wrong with $1 for gold white clouds. So I wish they would kind of spread all out here a little bit more. Most of the time they'll do that, but see, I added 2 Amano shrimp recently, a couple weeks back. I think they're both still alive. I know this one is, but you know, they're pretty good at hiding, so usually they're pretty shy. They don't come out very much, but this guy's coming out. Ooh, look at that. I didn't know I could do that. And there he goes. Back into the deep. So yeah, not much else is going on. I'm not keeping a heater in this tank either, you know. Those are white clouds. They don't really require it very much. Plus, if the tank is going to be heated slightly, it's going to be heated because this is right by my vent. So sadly, the temperature tends to fluctuate occasionally. It's really the only place in the living room that I have to put the tank, so that's why it's right there. It's covering up half the vent anyways. The other half is open, but I had a few thoughts recently about maybe upgrading. Well, it would be both an upgrade and a downgrade, but upgrading maybe to like a 55-gallon tank, or maybe even something smaller. Something that might be more around the same size of water volume, but maybe more compact. a little easier to work on. But then I thought, the hell with that. I don't really want to do that. I don't know. I kind of thought about having maybe a 30 breeder, something like that. And also, there's a strange tank size that Marineland used to make. I don't know if they still make it or not. They used to have a tank called a 34 gallon. What it was is basically it was a 40 breeder, but it was 30 inches long instead of 36 inches long. I don't think they make it anymore, but evidently also for some reason Marineland's standard 30 breeder is a little bit different compared to most companies. Their 30 breeder is, I think it's 30 by 18 by 12. I'm not sure why, because most breeder tanks are 36 inches, but when I look it up online, that's what comes up. So, but I'm probably not going to do that. I'll stick with this tank, especially because I think my wife would kill me. Her direct quote was, if I got a different tank anytime soon, I would have to change my address. So I'd rather not have to change my address. In other words, get the hell out. That's what that would mean. So 55 gallon would be pretty cool in here, though, honestly. And a 75 gallon would be even better. But maintenance wise, I don't have the time or the capacity to commit to that. So, and honestly, as cool as the 75 gallon would be, it would be such a pain in the ass to maintain, to plant, to trim, clean, do this and do that, filter, yada yada yada. I like to keep it kind of simple. That's why I got this tank. So, it's just about enough room for. It's a 4-foot tank with just about enough room for about a couple decent sized schools of fish, some plants, and that's about it. So the only thing that would be honestly be better about a 55 gallon, which is why I thought about upgrading one, is you could have more fish because you have more water volume. You have to essentially kind of stock it the same. I wouldn't put anything ridiculous in here, but instead of, say for example, 20 white clouds, if I had about 10 more fish, regardless of whatever kind of small schooling fish they are, my stocking capacity is just about up for this tank. So with the 55 gallon, yeah, you could add like 10 more fish and you'd still have plenty of room for more fish. But I don't really want to commit to that right now. Yeah, it would be 55 isn't too bad to work with. I just don't like the height on it, for maintenance. I feel like where the 33 long hits the sweet spot, because it's so short, it's so easy. I can literally like breeze through cleaning this, depending on how much I have to do and what I have to do. So that could be a decent future endeavor, though. A 55 gallon wouldn't be too bad in here. I'd love to have a 40 long, but that's not really much of an upgrade, and especially because it's only 7 more gallons of water. Not only that, but 40 longs are really, really, excuse my language, really fucking expensive. I don't know why. Anytime I've ever seen them at an LFS, depending on the brand, like this is a Seapora. The LFS I got this from, this was $100. Now, take that back to the same brand tank at the same LFS, Seapora. They have a 40 long, which, like I said, is literally seven more gallons of water. $170 fucking dollars. It's like, are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here with that for just a tank. Pardon my French, but just that seems a little bit ridiculous. That's why if I upgrade, I think logically a 55 gallon would probably be better. Plus, I'd get more water volume. So, and 55 gallon tanks do look cool. I used to have one years ago, set up at my parents' house. So, but like I said, that would be a future endeavor if I decide to partake in that. So, all right, I'm out. Good night, everyone.